All right, here we are. I'm so excited to be here with you, Nick. We're just celebrating all of our amazing food that we're not supposed to be eating that we're eating due to a little bit of the stress of that thing called the virus.
Right, right. I hope everyone is safe and cozy and ready to rock. We're having actually a social distancing party. We're doing this. So this is big.
Give
This
us
is
a
really big.
clap.
Yes, this is really big. And it's perfect. Perfect timing. So Amy, you're in Dallas, right?
I am. I'm stuck in Texas.
Okay. All right. I'm in Las Vegas, guys. Leave a comment and let me know where you guys are at right now. Amy, just look those
Yeah.
over when they come in. And if you want to wait a few minutes, we could do that, or if we could get started, whatever you want to do.
Hi, everyone. We want to hear from you. How is everybody doing? So I'm going to start the chat right now. Hi, Val. Val's with us today. How
Hey Val, how you doing?
So we want to hear from you. Just
Yeah,
say
where are you? Where are you guys? Where are you guys now? Like I said, I'm in Las Vegas. Amy's in Dallas. There's a big group in here. I'm thankful for all of you for joining us today.
Yeah, welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah,
Awesome.
they're all jumping on. Nick, I want to know, how is Vegas? So you just moved.
Yeah, I mean, I've only been here for like 2 weeks. I barely got settled in. So this all happened. I'm super disoriented. But I'm here and I'm breathing. So that's number one, right? Number one
Yeah.
priority. So it's been good so far. I can't complain. It is a little cloudy today, but supposedly we're gonna get all sunshine for the next like 7 days, which is great.
Because Vegas is like completely shut down.
Vegas is completely shut down along with a lot of other places. But yeah, the strip is totally shut down. Non-essential businesses are shut down. Obviously, that's a big thing everywhere. So how is everything in Dallas? How's the weather? I heard you guys got a storm or something like that.
Yes, welcome, welcome to Texas. I think they have tornadoes every other day here. I think this time of year. So actually it's all green. It's so weird. Like things are green and it almost looks like springtime. So I had a lot of stress yesterday. So I went outside and I plucked weeds, which is not like me, but I had so much energy cooped up that I just did what normally I do not do, which is exactly that. And it felt so good. So we are here. It looks like we're ready to rock and roll, Nick.
Sure, sure. Great. So like I said, my name's Nick. I've been working with Amy for quite some time right now with both her personal salon that she owns as well as the company itself, Empowering You. So thank you again for joining us. I do hope that everyone is safe. It's definitely a hard time to be in right now and a hard position for all of us. So as long as we're safe and healthy, that's A1, that's number one. Like I said, the party starts now. This is gonna be the future, guys. So this is the party that we're having. I want everyone to get used to this, right? I wanna begin by saying that you all are gonna make it through this no matter what. Yes, this pandemic is crazy. Nothing is worse than feeling uncertain about your business or your career. But I want you guys to know that as beauty professionals, stylists, makeup artists, lash artists, owners, whatever you are, whoever you are, we will weather this storm. There's a behavioral effect called the lipstick effect. You could Google it, it's a real deal. I'm not lying. It basically says that whenever a recession hits, women spend less money on big ticket items like purses or jewelry, and instead, they spend money on things that help make them feel better and look better. And think about this, right? When there's a downturn, people always want to treat themselves to something they can afford to forget about all the problems that they're having. And that makes sense. And this is an incredible thing for all of us. In a time where big retailers are closing, our family and friends are getting laid off from their jobs, people aren't buying anything, the beauty industry will always thrive. And I say that because it's an amazing thing for all of you. Not only are you guys gonna be making people feel good about themselves, you'll also be thriving financially when the economy does turn itself around. So whatever money you have now, it's really important to reinvest it back into your business so you could weather the storm. What you do in the next 3 or 4 weeks could really, if you're focused about it, could really change the way your business is in the next 3 or 4 years. So there's no better time than now to market yourself online and on social media. Studies have shown that people are on their phones twice as often now than in previous weeks. So really spend this downtime.
Nick, I gotta pause you
Go
because
ahead.
I think I am killing my screen time. It's like it's crazy, right? What happened?
I don't know, but you know, it's real life, and I started to ignore my screen time because it's a lot.
I hope everybody knows what we talk about with screen time. If you don't, you got to know, right? Like,
yes, definitely. So guys, you have to spend this downtime that we're having right now to really develop or revamp your brand, right? Your brand is what's going to hold you up during this time, and it will give you the traction that you need. When this is all over, you'll bounce back right into your business. I know, because I'm one of them, kind of, sort of. There's a lot of independent artists out there, independent contractors who work for themselves. You could be a lash artist, you could be a makeup artist. You know, me, you know, I'm a freelancer. We've been making great money. You know, without a brand, we don't really have a social media presence. We don't really invest in ads. You know, some of us don't have websites. We don't attend conferences, right? But the reality is you guys will be in trouble now. You know, when this is all over, people will want to go out there and spend money to make themselves feel better, but they're going to want to go with people who are trusted, right? The names that are vetted, right? The names that have been out there for a while, the names that have the most reviews online, and most importantly, the names that are showing up on Google when they search for something. So you guys are all in the right place right now. Today, I'm going to show you how to really show up on Google using these 6 practical steps that you could do by yourself and for free. And I just
whoa.
Yeah.
That was free, guys. We're talking about free right now.
Yeah. So this is real deal stuff, right? This is what I do for a living. This is how I feed my kids. And Amy's actually going to be mad at me because I'm going to be sharing with you today actual strategies that I do for my clients. This is not something that's like, hey, do this, and I'm going to go over the top of your heads. This is real deal what I do every day for a living. So I hope all of you get tremendous value from it. And you guys better leave comments and say you're excited because Amy's going to shut this webinar down once I get
I'm sorry, the internet's getting slow, Nick.
All right, guys. So some of you might be sitting there and saying, Nick, you know, I get it, Google, whatever. What about Facebook? What about Instagram? And the truth is, yes, we all need to leverage Facebook and Instagram. Those are social media tools, right? But I hate to break it to you guys, it's passive, right? Google is active. And I say that because we're all guilty of it. When you need something, where do you go? You go on Google. You're not really going on Facebook and Instagram, right? So right off the bat, when someone is searching hair salon in Chicago or nail salon in Atlanta, we already know they have the intent to actually spend money on a service, right? On Facebook and Instagram, that's where we go to decompress. You'll see pictures of my kids. You'll see pictures of Amy's puppy, right?
That's right.
And right now we're using those networks to really catch up on you. So the person that's on Facebook or Instagram, they might need a haircut or a color in like, you know, a couple weeks down the road or a couple months, right? But the person on Google who's searching it needs it now, and you guys need to be the solution to their problem. And there's a ton of fancy stats out there. I hate to bore you guys with that stuff, but here are some of my faves on the screen right now. 2 of these listed are alarming to me, and they should be alarming to you as well. The first is the fact that 88% of searches for local businesses on a mobile device either result in a call or a visit to the business in 24 hours, right? This is huge. So this means that if you show up on Google for someone that's searching for something, there's an 88% chance that that person's going to either call you and book an appointment or actually show up to your storefront in 24 hours. I mean, how could you beat that, right? The other one is that 92% of searches will pick businesses on the first page of local search results. So really that just means businesses that are listed on the first page of Google, right? And this just goes back to the stats, right? I do want to take this time to ask you guys, have you Googled yourself or your business? Please leave it in the chat. Amy's going to look through those.
Yeah, I'll be in tech for you.
Yeah, I really hope you guys have. If you haven't, please do that immediately after this training is done. One, piece of advice I give all service-based business owners is to do this on a weekly basis, right? Why? Because if you guys aren't showing up on the first page of Google, you are leaving so much money on the table, right? You're not visible. And that goes to this. I found this the other day, right? So Again.
Hey, Nick, I got a really quick question for you. This is
Go ahead.
hilarious. But what do they need to Google? Because I mean, the way I Google myself is salons in Evansville, Indiana.
Right.
So
So,
when you say Google myself, what should they be putting in the Google search right now?
right. So whatever you guys are, or whatever you guys specialize in, it could be salon and then the name of your city. You should also check salon and the name of the state. You could also check salon and the name of the county. But check where you guys are and audit yourselves on this, right? If you guys aren't showing up, this is a big problem because your customers, potential customers who don't know how great you guys really are, they're never gonna find you, and that's why we're here today. So search that. It could be nail salons if you do that. It could be lash artists if you do that. It could be anything, right? Makeup artists, etc. So check where that is, and really audit yourself and see where you guys are at.
And we want to hear. So tell us in the chat. Where's
Yeah.
your ranking? Where are you? There's no shame. There's no judgment here.
No.
I was like on page 50.
Yeah, we'll get to that. That was terrible. We'll get to that.
Yeah, that was terrible. But it's fine. We fixed it. It's fine.
Yep.
But it's time. We want to hear from you guys. Hopefully
Yeah.
you're taking the moment right now to Google yourself. So just put salon near, salon in the name of your city. That's what I always do to check it out to see.
Yeah, and again, going back to that, we're jumping ahead with it, but think about this. If you are writing salon or hair salon or beauty salon and then the city, and you're not showing up, we need to make that happen. If you're doing it and say you are showing up because maybe your city's small or your county's small, that's great. But then take it a step further and write, hair salon or salon in your state and see what shows up. For you to rank in both your city and your state, that's a game changer for your business because you are going to be the only option that people are going to find when they're looking for it. And again, I just want to stress the importance of being on page 1 because we never go to page 2 or 3. It's just because we're so used to instant gratification. We don't have time. We have kids. We have jobs. We have so many things to do. So when we're looking for something, we want to find it fast, and it has to be on page 1.
So we have somebody on page 1. We have Lorraine. She's on page 1. Good job. Jen is not showing up anywhere.
Right.
So when you're on page 1, Nick, is there a certain ranking on page 1 that you want to be at?
Yes. So on page 1, you want to be in the top 3, right? So you'll see them on the maps. And you guys could also open Google Maps on your phone. This is another one since everyone's using a mobile device. You could also do it from there. Results vary depending on how far you are. So if I search, I'm in Las Vegas and the internet knows I'm in Las Vegas. So when I search like hair salon, New York or something like that, my results might slightly be different from someone else who's right there because Google's trying to do its best job of kind of assuming where they're at. But it shouldn't there shouldn't be a big difference at all. So even if you're at 1, maybe when I do it, you're at 3, that's still okay, just so you guys know. And I'm gonna go deep here for a second. I need, there's a reason for this all, and I need you first to recognize that Google is a machine with some really, really, really cool offices. That's about it, right? It's a machine, and the reason why another salon or another spa is ranking higher than you is just based on the fact of these things that Google calls signals, right? We're sending signals to Google's algorithm. So the best news of the day for today is that I'm telling you guys, you all have control of what we're sending them. And I think a lot of people don't know this, or they think it's too overwhelming to do it on their own, and I get that. But there are tons of practical things we could do right now that will influence, how high your business ranks. So on the screen now, it says salon in Las Vegas, right? The very first thing that pops up isn't even, I don't even think that, it's a traveling hair salon. You could clearly see it's an ad, and it says an ad right there. So if you struggle with getting to the top organically, meaning all the steps that I'm talking about, you can go out and spend money on ads. And I recommend that to a lot of people. And then if you go down the list, you could see Ageless Aesthetics is also an ad. And then when you go down, it says Globe Salon, The Hair Standard, and Salon at Circus Las Vegas. That's the top 3 that I keep talking about. And at the same time, you could see a difference in the results here, right, guys? So this, Globe Salon has 55 reviews, The Hair Standard has 2 of 3, and Salon at Circus Las Vegas has 14. I'm gonna ask you guys, if you're in Las Vegas and you're looking for a haircut, a color, whatever, a blowout, and you search this, which one are you gonna pick? Amy, which one would you pick?
I think it's funny that Circus Circus is actually on there. I gotta be honest, I do the hair standard. That's one I would pick.
You would pick the hair standard. And why
Yeah,
is that?
because I'm shallow.
No, you're not. But why would you pick that?
Because it's got the most reviews. That's all I care about.
Exactly, right? Exactly. So I'm going to use Amy's salon as an example. When I first started working with Amy, she did not show up on Google Maps. Her salon, I think, was like on page 5 or 6 or something like that when you search the term salon Evansville or salon in Evansville. And Evansville is where she's located, where Solaris Aveda is located, right? So you could see it here. I searched here. You could see, I think this is the wrong street shop, but it was on a different page at some time, right? So when after I started working with her and she followed all the steps that I'm going to share with you guys today, she's now consistently ranking as a #1 search whenever someone looks up her salon in Evansville or spa in Evansville or so on. And you can see she's at #1 here under the maps. And simultaneously, I'll run ads for her, paid ads, that continue to bring new clients into her chairs every single month, right? Here's a quick snapshot of what happened to her business after we did this. And this was 3 months later in December. December is a really busy month for a lot of salons in November. It's the holiday times. So you could see here 20,000 people searched and found her business using search terms on Google, right? It says there, discovery. Customers who find your listing searching for a category, product, or service, right? So these are where people actually searching salon in Evansville or salon in Indiana or something like that, or salon near me or something like that. So quickly, Amy, can you tell everyone and just share a little bit of how this all really changed your business and how you do business?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, what happened was I got a new website. So I completely dropped all Google. Google didn't know who I was. So, when that happened, it was just a fluke. I happened to Google myself because as I teach my clients, I'm doing it for myself, right? So I did it one day. I'm like, oh my God, we're like nowhere. And I'm, frankly calling Nick. And then once we really got on top of this and started getting our reviews and Nick's always in the back of my head, get your reviews. And I'm like, why? Like, I'm busy, oh, we're just going to ask for reviews now. And as much as you hear it, you don't really think how much is it really affecting our business. And now for us, like, I remember I was checking out a guy at the holidays. It was on Christmas Eve. And I'm like, how'd you hear about us? And he's like, I Googled. You guys had the best ratings. I'm like, I love you because I'm the same way. So for us, like, we are actually getting clients because of our ranking in Google. Like, literally, we're constantly getting new clients, week after week, all because of our Google reviews.
That's amazing. And, I want that for everybody. And I feel like I work with I'll be honest, I work with a lot of service-based businesses. They could be, restaurants and bars and nightclubs and things like that. As far as hair salons, spas, beauty itself, it's very underutilized. I think a lot of us are focusing our energy on, we jump right ahead and we go to Facebook or Instagram, or we go on Yelp or something like that. So I'll tell you right now, you guys all have an opportunity to do the same exact thing that Amy did with her business. So the very first step you guys all need to do is make sure that your Google My Business page is visible, right? It's current, it's active. Having the GMB or Google My Business page is 25% of that signal that I was talking about that Google needs to rank you. So if you don't have this page, you are not visible. If you haven't done yet, head over to google.com/business and open or gain access to your account. Some of you might have done this in the past and just never really thought about it. And it might be there already. It's free. It only takes a few minutes to get up and running. And I do want to be clear, how you treat your GMB page is exactly how you should treat Facebook, Instagram, Yelp, etc. You actually have to use it for Google to recognize you. I'm going to show you quickly around Amy's page. So here, it's really
I feel like you're exposing my dirty underwear right now. Opening up my underwear drawer, whatever that is. Here's all the laundry.
I hope this isn't being recorded then. Sorry. So quickly, just going in here, I just want to explain to everyone, it's so easy, guys. When you go in here, everything's listed, like info on the left side, reviews, messaging, bookings, services, everything is listed. So we're on the info tab, and you can see here, this is where you add all that info that shows up on Google. What time you open, what days and holidays are you closed, your phone number, your website, your entire service menu. And it goes even down here where, it says highlights, it's women led, power to Amy. There you go. See, we have Wi-Fi, all that. It's so easy, guys. And then there's even a photo section here, right? Here we uploaded photos of Amy's interior, exterior. We uploaded photos of her staff. We uploaded photos of some of the amazing work she does, some products, and then you could, even your customers will upload photos in here, right? So you have a customer photo here. And then another thing that I do want to talk about are posts. Posts are similar to how we do posts on Facebook, really, that's what it is. And your job here really is just to utilize the platform. So this should be part of your marketing and your social media kind of routine and strategy. Post on here, you know, 2 or 3 times a week. Put pictures of your of the haircuts and colors that you guys are doing and the work that you're doing. You can see some of that here. Do some, you know, promo stuff, right? Promo the products that you're having every single month on here. Tell people to come in, and it goes on and on and on, right? And even there's other stuff here. They're talking about Amy's sharing here a little bit about education that happens inside Salars or for her staff, right? The point is that these posts are being seen, and we're sending signals to Google. Hey, we're active and we're here. Give us some attention, y'all. That's it. Another thing is the review. So we talked a lot about this. Amy has killer 5-star reviews. She's up in the 200s, and I'm so proud of her and so proud of her staff. Not gonna lie, it's not easy to do this and get there, but you know, I'll share with you everything that we need to do to get there. So let's go back. So your reviews, sorry. So your reviews, they count as 15% of your signal, right? Of that signal that you're sending. And it's because when people search for a business, that star rating or that review is clearly visible. You need to stand out and be competitive in your market. So those reviews need to consistently be coming in. Another thing I do want to talk about is when you get a review, you need to respond to them as well, good or bad. If it's good, it's a simple, thank you so much, we appreciate you, yada, yada, yada. If it's bad, simply address it in a way that you are being an incredible customer service representative. Don't put your feelings into it. It's simply, sorry, I apologize that you had a bad experience. Please call us, please email us so that we can make this better or fix the situation. 9 times out of 10, that irate customer is never gonna follow up with you guys, but you need to preserve your online reputation because that review will never come down. And I think a lot of people come to me and say, Nick, you know, I got a negative review here and here, can you please make it go away? And the answer is you can't. So this is really, really important. Everyone just needs to be conscious of the fact that you're responsible for your reputation and you can't let your feelings get in the way of that. So how do we get the 5-star reviews? It does take time, again, not gonna lie. However, as we saw, and I'm sure you guys all agree, that businesses that get the most reviews and the highest stars are attractive, right, when we're looking for something. Not only that, Google will, you know, give you a little bit of juice and a little bit of boost if your reviews are coming in, they're consistent and they're great, of course, because it's social proof that your business is killing it and that someone else should go to it. So you guys need to be vigilant and you need to have intention on this, right? Everybody here, I don't care. It's so easy for anyone to say, I don't have time to do this, but this is your business. This is your livelihood. This is how you guys are gonna pay your mortgages, your rent, your car payment, everything, right? So why not focus and really hunker down on this stuff, right? So this might be something like, if you have someone incredible at your front desk, like you're gonna say to them, hey, Amy, you're my front desk person.
Absolutely.
I love you, you've been working with me for 5 years. I'm willing to give you a raise, but I'm gonna give you more responsibility and I need your attention now. I need you to walk every single client through this review process as they leave or enter, you know, the salon or spa, right? And remember, this is important because once that person leaves, it's gonna be more difficult for you to track them down and force them to kind of do this and say, hey, I really need a review, right? Especially if they're new. You can send an automated follow-up like an email or a text message, just asking nicely, hey, I would appreciate some feedback on Google because, you know, we're trying to build up our name, or, you know, really it's just, I appreciate, you know, kind of just your opinion and I want to give you a great experience. You could also hold competition with your staff to see who gets the most 5-star reviews. This gives your team an incentive to really provide amazing service, but also talk to their clients about leaving the review, and that's also important, right? I think, Amy, you did this. Tell us a little bit about how you were able to motivate everyone to do this for you.
Yeah, well, money talks, money walks, right? So what we did was really, we gave $10 to our team members So anyone that had a review from a client, they got $10 cash for everyone. And then the client also got cash to go towards retail. And so we paid for our reviews in a way, but we motivated our team through money. And it made a world of difference. Like we were able to go from like 84 reviews all the way up to over 200. And we continue driving that today because now my team sees what a great response we got from having this many reviews. So to us, that's how it was. We do have one question here, Nick, is how would you market or advertise a brand new salon that just opened?
This is a $1 million question right here. So definitely, if you haven't, do the Google My Business page, do that ASAP, right? And I'm going to talk a little bit about in our next step about how your Google My Business page, your website, if you don't have a website, please get one soon. Your Facebook, your Yelp, your Instagram, all this stuff has to match in order for it to work for you online. And I say match because we'll get into the next step right now. And also, I'll kind of address other questions too at the end, if we have some time. I'll go deep with the questions, yeah. So so step 3 is your NAP, right? Check your NAP listing. And NAP is simply business name, address, phone number, right? That's name, address, phone number, right? NAP, right? And this is an extremely important factor on how you get ranked because lots of Google searches are location based, like I said. So if you're in a city and search like nail salons in Google Maps, the closest ones will show up first typically. And Google also wants to make sure that, this is real deal information and like we're not trying to send them like 30 miles away for something, right? So it's not enough to just make sure that your Google My Business profile and page is like up to date. You also have to check. So again, audit yourself online. Now go into Google, search your salon, spa, business name, whatever it is, search that. Look through page 1, through page 2, look for page 3, or however many times you see your name in there. Go into each one of those pages and make sure that your address, your name, your website are all written exactly the same. And I say that because a lot of salons and businesses, they move, right? They go to a different location. Sometimes we change our business names, right? We come up with ideas and just say, hey, we're gonna add and spa to our salon, right? And we're gonna start saying that. Even if it's just one word, it makes a big difference, right? Some of us will change our phone numbers, right? Sometimes we'll open up with a cell phone number and then we'll get a business line, right? There's a good chance that those changes aren't reflected everywhere. So Google will get confused and that's not a good thing. So again, search your name and check what comes up, audit yourself. If you find any discrepancies, change them yourself if you can, or if it's like on a website, send a message to them, whoever owns the website, an email, and keep following up to let them know that something has changed, right? So this process itself should only be like half an hour. But once you get that NAP listing updated and clean it up, you'll see an increase in your Google rankings, right? So I had a client whose street address was 777 Main Street. And that's the way he wrote it on his website, and on Instagram and on Facebook and whatever. And when he came to me, he's like, I'm not showing up. I don't know what's going on. So I looked and I checked, and lo and behold, there were tons of listings for him that they used the abbreviation ST for street. So this threw it off, right? And this is what I'm talking about. So you want to go with the same exact information everywhere. The next step would be your citations. And if you guys are getting lost, can you please write in the comments?
Yeah, I'm holding here. I promise you, keep on, they're asking great questions. I'm answering them for you. So I will definitely pause you as they're coming in.
Okay, so I don't want anyone
everybody right now in the chat let Nick know, like, hey, I'm getting this. This is good stuff. OMG, where am I? So just kind of, let's do a check-in.
Yes, check in. Because
how's it going?
Yeah, I don't want anyone to be like, when I'm using these words like NAP or citations, these are really like digital marketing words. Like no one knows this stuff, right? But I want you to know that they're just words. It's really simple stuff. So when we get to step 4, which is get citations. Citations, this counts as 10% of your ranking, right? A citation is just a website link posted on a website that's not yours, right? And the better known that website is, the better Google will boost your ranking, because the better the website, they're legit. So it kind of vouches for you guys, right? Like, oh, Amy Salon was mentioned on, Salon Today. That's a big website, a big publisher. So Google says, hey, you know, that's legit. Amy Salon deserves some a little bit of juice, a little bit of boost on her ranking, right? It's really just vouching your business, right? A perfect example would be if you have a local town newspaper, right? And they do an article or a write-up about you guys, and at the end of the article, they just write in www.mysalon.com. That's a citation, right? And I do know that not everyone, especially new business owners, right, or some of us who've been doing this for quite a while, we don't have access to do that, you know, in our cities and our towns or townships or whatever. So I'll tell you the secret to this, and it's really just going to business directories that already exist. So go on sites like Better Business Bureau and register there, right? Go on Yellow Pages, go on Angie's List, go on Super Pages. These are all big directories that Google's using for information. So go in there, check if you're listed. If you're not listed, put your listing in there. Make sure, go back, make sure that your NAP is accurate, right? Your name, address, and phone number, and make sure you add a little description of what you guys do, what you specialize in. You know, hair salon, is it for family, you know, or is it for, you know, women, or is it for kids, or whatever the case is? Use a couple of keywords, and most importantly, make sure that there's a link to your website, right? This step might seem a little, you know, longer than the other one, but an hour at most that you guys have to spend on this. Getting those citations really does help Google kind of vouch for you guys and make sure that, and it kind of shows Google, hey, this business is legit, then they're active, right? So step 5 would be your website SEO descriptions. But do you even have a website? Oh my God. If you don't have a website, please get one now. I think my next webinar will be how to make a website or a beauty website in 1 hour. Would you guys watch it? Would you guys watch it? I don't know.
Let them know. Is that what you guys watch? So Nick, I'm gonna let you know what it is. Good information, great info. They're getting it. They're totally getting it.
Awesome.
Dana's checking in. She's been here for a little bit. Hell yeah, Dana's here. They're loving it. And they're saying, who else besides BBB is a question.
Oh, sure. So let's go back. Let's see if we go back real quick. So BBB's one, but you see here, top citation sources for beauty salons. Yelp, we all have Yelp. Go in there, make sure that everything's legit. Yellowpages.com, Facebook, you guys should all have Facebook accounts. There's Super Pages, there's local Yahoo, Yellow Book, Manta, Angie's White Pages. And, you know, copy this stuff down. And I'll make this available for you guys after this is over too, so that we have a list. But really, that's it. But, you know, Better Business Bureau is great. If you guys have business bureaus or business associations or, you know, things like that within your city or town, it might be really specific, right? It will be like, you know, Evansville, you know, business association or something like that. If you guys have that, make sure you go there, make sure you're listed.
All right. Thanks, Nick. Hopefully that answered your question. It was a great question. They're saying yes, yes, yes. I need the help with my website. Thank you. So we're on point, Nick.
So you're gonna make me do another webinar.
Yes, you're welcome.
How to build your beauty website in 1 hour. And going back to that, if you guys would watch it, if you guys say yes, you'll watch it. If you email Amy and say yes, you'll watch it, I'll do it. But otherwise, I need you guys to really be enthusiastic about this, because I really could show you how to build a killer website in like an hour or two. I swear, I'm not lying.
I don't believe you, Nick, because I spent a lot of money on mine.
You did, but you know, you met me later, didn't you?
Oh, trust me, buddy. I did.
But yeah, so going into this, you know, again, if you don't have a website, please take care of that and handle that. You don't have to invest thousands like Amy did. You can
whoa.
you can build a website on something like Wix or Squarespace or something like that. These days, it's really easy. You could even build a website inside Google My Business, and I'm not lying to you. There's a section that says build your website, and it's like drag and drop. It might not be the website of your dreams, but you need a website. Without a website, you're also not sending a signal to Google, and I want you guys to be very cognizant of that, please. So anyway, going into this step 5, we're winding down. Your website SEO description, right? So when you type in your name into Google, right? Whatever salon, nail salon, your name, if you're independent, this section here that I have circled is what your SEO description is. Again, SEO is just a fancy word. Let's call it a website description. So these 2 lines are the text previews that come up when someone searches your name and sees your listing, right? It's what thousands of people every single day will see when they search for you or actually search for a salon in their area or something like that. So ask yourself, does this description do your business justice, right? Does it give a good first impression when they come across this, right? Does it make people want to click or call you, right? So this is important because Google tracks how many times someone clicks on your site. So if more people click on your site versus say a competitor down the street or 2 miles away from you, you better believe that they're going to prefer you over your competitor who's not getting any clicks, right? And the good news is if you aren't happy with how your description looks right now, it's easy to change. If you have your website built on Squarespace or Wix or something like that, just go into SEO settings and you'll see it. If you have a site that's like WordPress, there's a plugin called Yoast, Yoast SEO, and you install that and you can make all the changes yourself, right? So you might be saying, what exactly should my description say? It's really up to you, but just make sure that there's a few keywords in there that mention what you guys specialize in. Is it microblading? Is it spray tans? Is it balayage, etc., right? You could also list your accomplishments here, like were you voted best nail salon in Portland, or were you a top 200 salon? Put that here, right? Give people a reason to click on your website versus a competitor that shows up next to you when they're searching, right? And also, I do want to say it is important to write where you are from, right? So you see here on the top line, it says Las Vegas eyelash extension, and also in her description, it says luxurious Las Vegas eyelash boutique, right? It kind of just gives you an idea. So if I saw this, I would say, and if I'm feeling luxurious that day, I'd be like, this is where I want to go to get my eyelash extensions.
I love it. Just in case. I like that you use this as an example. Love you, Nick.
Another big deal that I actually just put in here is a Google Maps embed on the footer of your website. So this might not look the prettiest to a lot of people, and I get a lot of people who complain about this. Like, I don't want to put a map on my website. It's not cool. It's not sexy. But when you do that, what does it do? It sends another signal to Google that you're a legit business and you're trying to use their platform to get business, right? So we're going to go into step 6. And
so I'm going to pause you for 1 second, make sure we have any questions. Looks like Dana had a question about building a website. Should she do it as an individual stylist in the salon or the salon as a whole?
I guess that's a good question, and I think Amy, you could give me feedback on this too. So that really depends on if you're trying to, I guess, get business like for yourself or for the salon. I feel like maybe Amy, if you're renting out chairs, maybe it's the salon's responsibility to handle their own. I don't know. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that's a perk about working for a salon is that they handle all the digital marketing stuff. And so it's like for us, I think this is like, well, what if somebody Googles me or looks me up, as far as, working for this, looking for a stylist, how would you address that, Nick?
So if you guys are working on personal brands, meaning, hey, you're an independent artist and you're not sure, in 3 years, 4 years, 5 years down the line that you're going to be in this specific place, right? Or if that place is even going to be in business, this goes all the way back to the start of my presentation, which is develop your brand, right? So if you're an amazing, makeup artist, right? Really build out your brand. Talk about this, right? It could be Amy Carter, makeupartist.com, right? And build your website on your own, build your Instagram and your Facebook on your own, and get those numbers up. And as long as your salon or the place where you work with is cool with that, and I don't see why they wouldn't, because you'd actually be bringing in money to them as well. Definitely do this, right? This will definitely separate you guys. And we all know that nothing's guaranteed, so that salon might not be open. So really protect yourself and protect your brand. And also, right, bonus, at the same time, keep a good control over your contacts and your clients, right? Make sure you get, their numbers to text message them. Make sure you get their emails and things like that. If you want to do like an email list in the future. So I would definitely build a personal brand as long as your salon or place you work with is cool with that. As far as the digital marketing at another salon, they should really help you guys and handle that too. They should give you some time. You guys are employees of them.
Yeah. That's a great answer. I think so many times we can be really looking at what if we just for employees, if we just did our Instagram really great so the salon can use that information, so we can always be like tagging you and different things like there and sharing your work. So I feel like this conversation is really great for owners this is a responsibility. Our responsibility as owners to make sure that we are up on Google, we are up on our website, we're doing everything that Nick is saying. That is because that's what we provide working for us. technicians working inside of businesses, not talking about solo suites or independent contractors, but employees, if you do your digital marketing correct, like really staying on top of your Facebook and your Instagram and really doing great work, the salon can use that. What would you say to that, Nick? Because I know you've trained a lot of technicians.
100%. You guys should all be on top of this. I mean, like I said, going back, it's your business, right? So you as business owners, you have to have this responsibility. The reviews need to be amazing and coming in. You know, you really shouldn't, at the same time as an owner, you don't need to, you shouldn't be saying, hey, you know, like, yeah, she's taking great pictures, like, you know, that's enough. It's not enough. Again, it's your business, right? So again, we'll play devil's advocate. I have a stylist or an artist. They might not be with me. They might leave and go somewhere else. I want to protect my business too, right? So spend the money on the advertising, spend the money and time and effort boosting up all your social media, spend time and energy taking care of your mailing list and website, right? So the last thing that I want to talk about is the Q&A. And this is super new and super underutilized. And I wasn't even going to include this, but I think that this has kind of become my secret weapon in some markets. So pay attention to this, okay? So when you search a business and they show up, so you'll see here the hair standard, you'll see on the red mark, there's an arrow and it says questions and answers, right? So this is a new function that Google My Business rolled out. And you're probably saying, okay, great, but you know, no one's asking my business questions. Like, this doesn't make sense. There's a kicker. You could ask yourself questions, right? You could literally go in here and Google My Business and say, I'm gonna ask a question, and guess what? You're the ones answering it, right? So why does this matter? You guys need to leverage this function to rank for certain keywords. Okay, secret. So an example would be like this. Say you wanted to rank for best balayage in Atlanta, right? Why not? So you go in here and you create a question that says, hi, do you offer balayage at your Atlanta location? Question mark. And then you go back in and write the answer. Hi, yes, we are balayage experts. Would you like to stop into our Atlanta studio located here for a free consultation? Please call here. And you know, and then you would leave your number, right? See what I did there? So now it's possible that when someone searches best balayage in Atlanta, you will send the signal to Google and you will show up. Now the key here is it's not always going to work. Atlanta is a huge market. You probably won't see a big difference there. But if your market is small and your competitors aren't so much, this will definitely work. So the key here is to be creative, have fun with it. You know what I mean?
Nick, I have to pause you. I really like your phone voice. I want to know, did anybody like Nick's little voice he just used there? Hi, do you have balayage? That was on point, dude.
I don't have balayage, right? So it's weird when I say words like that. And you know this, it's new. It's a new thing, right?
It was perfect, Nick. I really liked it. You're hired for front desk. Val's going to hire you. Val has a great question here. Can they see who asked the questions?
They can see who asked the question.
So what will you do with that?
So nothing. So Google, when you have to, so this is another thing. When you want to leave, say a customer wants to leave a review or ask a question, this is all tied to Gmail. So the person has to be a real person on Gmail, and this is how they kind of prevent kind of spammy like things happening. So if someone asks you a question, you'll only see like their first name and initial. So it would be like, Nick D asked this question, right? And you just have to answer it. You can't physically like email them or anything like that. But you'll see their name. And also when you respond to that question, they'll get an email back or a reply, like a notification back that you replied to them. So it's a good way, actually. I think, especially for a business like, say, Amy's, right? So maybe you didn't know that Amy does hydrofacials or whatever, right? Put that in here. Let people know, you know, that you do it. And don't get carried away. Don't do like a million questions because that will just look crazy. But really just focus on really the specialties that you do or something that you want to sell, you know, in the long term. So I'll say it again. Google's the #1 place where people will search for your beauty business. I'm not lying to you, in your city. So make sure that you stand out and provide all the info that makes it easy to book an appointment with you. I know a lot of people are on the fence whether or not to take online bookings and things like that because it messes up kind of, you know, their model and their business model. And I totally understand that. But if you can do online bookings, I would recommend it. You could do it through Google. You could do it through another app like Booksy or something like that. Or there's a million of them out there, right? So whatever is good for you. That also helps kind of Google recognize the fact that you are active and on top of it. along with that, just, following the steps that I shared today, I know you guys will be on your way to bring in new clients and really just improving your salon's online presence and your branding, right? Doing a mix of these things, just these 6 steps, and maybe some like paid ads in the future, right? Like $100 for like this month, or like $300 like, upcoming in the holidays or something like that. I know for a fact that your businesses will be unstoppable and ultra sustainable for years to come. I just quickly want to say this: wash your hands from germs.
Stop
Wash,
it.
wash your face from fear, but wash your heart from doubt. You guys should not be doubting yourselves right now. You guys should not be doubting your business and the future right now. It's all going to work out. Everything's going to be amazing. Let's just wait it through. We're going to weather through this storm. And thank you so much for joining me today. And Amy, I appreciate all of you for kind of just tuning in and partying with me. Any questions, Amy? I'll take a few.
We have a couple of, so they're all saying, oh my God, thank you, thank you. So a couple of questions, Nick, is one, how can they get in contact with you if they're interested in asking more questions? I know we have I'll talk to them just a second about the audit. Why don't you talk about that? But what if somebody would like to hire you? How would they go about doing that?
I would start, definitely, Amy's going to share the audit. So the audit is really powerful for you guys. It's basically me, just me, spending hours looking at what and where you guys are online. So that's me looking at your Facebook, me looking at your Instagram, me looking at your Google page, and also your website and anything else that I find, and giving you feedback on what's good and what's wrong and what we need to do to fix that. So that's super valuable. And Amy will share the website link in the chat. Basically, you'll just go there and you'll sign up, and you will be put in kind of just a waiting queue for me to go in and look at all your social media presence and all your digital presence. And really, you'll get back a PDF from me that will list all these things out. And at the same time, you'll get a call with me or a Zoom chat with me to go over it and kind of say, hey, maybe you're lacking in, Facebook or something like that. And here's what we need to do about it. And here's the steps that we're going to take to do it. And that might be, a coaching call, or that might just be me simply saying, just remove this, it's done, you'll fix it. So I think that's really powerful. And I did that with Amy and a bunch of her clients already, and the feedback has been amazing so far.
Yeah, it has. That's how we started, really, is Nick did an audit for my salon, because I was like, what is up? And what I found is I was doing it all wrong. I was doing Facebook wrong, Instagram definitely wrong, and my website did not even exist. So Google was a hot mess. And literally it was $300 to do this audit, and it changed our lives forever at Solaris, because as you can see, if I get one hair color, 2 hair colors from an audit, it's paid for itself inside of itself. It's a no-brainer for me. Then I'm spending a lot less time with my employees that are helping us do social media. They're doing 1/4 of the time spending really making our social media great. So I really highly recommend. It's $2.99. It's ridiculous. I think Nick undercharges himself like big time. That's a whole nother story and a whole nother conversation. But for $2.99, you're going to get a beautiful audit from Nick about your person, your business. And he dives into Facebook, Instagram, and Google about what you really need to do. And I promise you one thing. We have literally seen, oh my God, over 100 clients since we've taken this on just through the services of Nick. And it literally will I feel like we can just like breathe again. Now, right now, we're in a place where we need to be working on our business, not in it, right? So you're really working on your business. And this is one great place, is your digital marketing right now. All my clients never have time. They're too busy. Their team is too busy. And really, you guys, this is the time to be taking this type of action where Nick's holding your hand through stuff. You guys are hiring him to do some things because you don't even want to do your social media if your life depended on it. Like whatever it is for you, this is why we bring this conversation to you, is because I believe this is one of the things that we can be doing that will make a direct impact to our profits, is really getting in the digital marketing world and doing it right instead of all the wrong ways like what I was doing.
Yeah, and I just want to add to that too, is a lot of owners, like you said, we're all busy. Maybe we have time now, but down the road we're going to be super busy and we can't do it. So do the audit. You'll have it. And if there's someone on your team who you think is like, hey, this person would be really good at kind of just helping me on social media, or maybe just doing updates or whatever the case is, running ads, I could do coaching for them. We talked about this in the past, and people have hired me to train their staff or one person on their team to really just take care of all this. And it's, what is it, a couple of hours, over the course of like a month, and they're already doing all the work, that I would be doing if you hired me. right? So incredible value. I can't say anything less than that. And the truth is, it is super cheap. And I don't know what we're gonna do about that, Amy. I might get super busy now, so.
I know, it's okay. So one of the, as you guys, I sent the link over. And then Nick, what if they have any questions for you? Is it okay if I put in your email?
Sure, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I'm gonna type in his email as well. So please drop him some questions in delacruz@gmail.com. So it's in the chat. But whatever questions you guys have for Nick, or you're like, hey, I need a little more information about this audit, but it really is all on our website. And more importantly, like, I just want to say thanks, you guys. I know we're in the middle of chaos right now in every one of our businesses with, are we open, are we closed, what are we doing? How's our clients and how's our team going to be taking this? And that you took the time today to really learn about Google really shows to me like how serious you guys are about keeping this thing going, and to really be working on the things that you can control right now. And this is definitely one of them. And I just want to say, Nick, thank you. I know it's been completely crazy with you as well, with your little ones and moving and all of that. And, I just want to acknowledge you for showing up and giving us such amazing information that my community really needs to have.
Absolutely. You're so welcome. Thank you to everyone who joined in live. I appreciate that. And everyone else who's going to watch the replay. You're lucky you didn't see any kids running, behind me naked. So.
I was waiting for it. I was like, what do you do with these children? Because I don't hear them at all.
I'm like locked up. They're locked up, and like I could hear them crying in the distance. So
I love it. Well, thank you for taking this on, even with the kids. Yeah. So valuable. Everybody's saying thank you. It's been very valuable. Thanks everybody for the love. Great job. So you're getting just nothing but love back, Nick. So we appreciate you taking some time out of your very busy schedule to teach this tribe all about some digital marketing, some easy steps that they can take.
Incredible. Everyone stay healthy. Everyone stay safe. And I'll probably talk to you guys all soon. Take care, Amy.
Yeah. Thanks, Nick. Bye, everyone.